Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today we're going to be playing a grand challenge using my very own self-made custom Xbow cycle deck, which you can see right here. I checked on Royale API and no one else has actually used the deck except for myself and then Kenny, one of my friends, who also has a YouTube channel, who tried it out after I showed it to him. So we have the Mega Minion and Cannon in here. Cannon, in my opinion, the strongest defensive building in the whole game. We also have the Valkyrie, Rocket, and Cycle cards. Mega Minion also one of my favorite cards in the whole game. As you can see here, I beat E-Giant, Mirror, Earthquake. I also won against 3M, beat Royal Recruits, Royal Hogs twice in a row, which is pretty interesting, with the Gold Knight in there too, because I don't even have a Fireball, but Mega Minion was really clutch against those flying machines, so that was really nice. So yeah, I also played a pretty interesting other deck for the first few wins, but yeah, no one else has played this deck, so pretty excited to try it out. And I also wanted to thank you guys for all the support you gave me on my last commentary video, the one where I kind of talked about how I was back from break, and in it I talked about kind of my mental state and the problems I've been facing in the last couple of weeks, which I'm still not 100% from either, so hopefully you guys can bear with me as I kind of upload when I feel comfortable, and also do commentary when I feel comfortable, because sometimes I haven't really felt up to it, in complete honesty. But we're just going to go for a Valkyrie, Mega Minion as well to snipe the Mother Witch. Don't want to let it spawn too many Cursed Hogs. And E-Giant is going to be kind of annoying, Mother Witch too. Although again we do have the Cannon, so I'll talk a little bit about the deck as well. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys again for all that support and for understanding. Really, really nice community, you guys, so I appreciate it. But yeah, we have the Cannon, which again, as I talked about before, was pretty much the best building in the whole game in my opinion. And I'm kind of tempted to rocket that Inferno Dragon, but I think I won't, just because I already kind of cycled Ice Spirit opposite lane. I can probably just full counter it with Skeletons, and then if he has a Mother Witch, I might have to commit more, otherwise I should be fine. Yeah, Skeletons are very solid. And he does have a Gold Knight in here as well, kind of annoying, actually, so looking like this just pretty standard E-Giant deck. Looks like he doesn't have the Mirror in here, though. We're going to go for a Valk on top of the Gold Knight and Bomber, so that Gold Knight doesn't dash onto my Cannon. So notice how I obviously didn't want that to happen. I do actually have a pretty nice counter push here, so I'm going to go in with this Valkyrie and Mega Minion. We will see if our opponent has a Lightning here, which I would expect he does. But Xbow is on tower, so that's really nice. He might go for like a Mother Witch or something, yeah he does, but it locks onto the Xbow, so I can still go for Skeletons to stall out the Brawler a bit, as well as a Log to stall it out even further, and I can just clean up the Mother Witch with an Ice Spirit if I need to. So yeah, really nice connection there, kind of overcommitment on my opponent's end in all honesty. He just went all in with a really aggressive E-Giant push, and yeah, just wasn't really ready to defend, so we are finding ourselves with a very nice damage lead heading into double Elixir. Just gonna set up with a pre-cannon. So yeah, like I was saying, actually, I cut myself off a few times, but again, thank you guys for all the support and well wishes. I really do appreciate it, as I'm kind of working through stuff. But also Ice Spirit is really nice to just kind of freeze that E-Giant in place, and I can just Xbow because I have outcycled his E-Giant. Actually gonna go for a Cannon like this, which is kind of funny because it's like an Xbow Tesla, but it's a Cannon instead. Gonna try and defend this with everything I can, Valk and Log as well. And NATO is forced out actually, so opponent should be pretty low on Elixir. We do also get another small Xbow connection, but yeah, I will finally talk about the deck now. So we have the Rocket in here, and when I'm bored, I do like to just kind of make my own custom Xbow decks and play them. And I actually do have varying success in grand challenges. I mean, GCs are honestly kind of difficult. They're not like super easy compared to something like a classic challenge, of course, or even lower wins in global tournaments or lower on ladder. So to have success with a custom deck as opposed to a meta deck can be kind of hard. But I'm happy I've been doing okay. But yeah, the reason I made this deck was because I love Mega Minion. So, and again, like I said, when I get bored, I like to just make my own fun little Xbow variants. And I'm actually going to rocket that E-Giant, and Gold Knight unfortunately dashes onto the tower. So that got pretty dicey, but Cannon cleaned it up. And yeah, that's sometimes a theme that you can see against with these rocket cycle decks. If they play like a big tank and you're going same lane, you can actually rocket in the same lane. This is getting a bit dicey though. It's going to be a pretty annoying push. Mega Minion should clean up the Inferno Dragon pretty well though, and he does go for a Lightning, so Gold Knight is going to be still alive, as well as the Inferno Dragon, and I really need to stop doing that. Actually kind of messed up my cannon placement again. So Gold Knight's dash is quite ridiculous in terms of its range, so you're going to have to play your cannons one tile higher than the placement I used just now if you don't want it to dash onto your tower. afterwards. And Mother Witch actually walks in front, which is really nice for me. Gonna go for a cannon as well. And this cannon is all the way up top, so it's actually going to be the anti-lightning. And oh my god, that's really annoying. Gold Knight Tornado, such a broken combination. And goes for the lightning as well. I think we do have to start our rocket cycle. I doubt our opponent's actually going to be able to beat us, even though he is coming back, just because I can pretty simply cycle 2 rockets. And yeah, so that's the other component of the deck. As I was saying, Mega Minion is just one of my favorite cards, especially in Xbow. It's so fun, although sadly not very viable, because you definitely need better support cards. Mega Minion's kind of one-dimensional, I guess you could say, because it's just single target. It's flying, but something like Archers or Archer Queen is much better. Mega Minion is just a lot of fun, though, so that's why I like it. And then we also have the Rocket in here because Rocket is, I would say, better than Fireball right now against all the hard counters. Actually lets you win. If you can't break through the connection, you can just Rocket cycle. Our opponent does go for Skeleton King, so just going to go Mega Minion in the back. And we also have the Cannon, which, again, like I said, Cannon is, in my opinion, the most broken building in the whole game right now. Definitely an A tier card, if not S. Going to Rocket that Cannon card, actually. Skeleton King does get 1 hit, but that's fine. And yeah, I'm also another thing, our opponents probably aren't going to be expecting us to be playing Xbow when we have a deck like this, just because it's not really in the style of Xbow. Like, we have double cycle cards as well as a log, of course, but I mean, Mega Minion, Valkyrie is kind of common, but Mega Minion you pretty much never see in Xbow anymore. It was actually in classic Icebow like a few years ago, but not right now. And he goes for a Baby Dragon, so looking like maybe a graveyard deck if I had to guess, because he has the Skeleton King Tombstone in there, as well as a cannon cart. So he has 2 kind of small tanks, which would synergize pretty well. Or 2 mini tanks, which are like kind of bigger, I guess, with Skeleton King and cannon cart. Definitely bigger than a Knight or a Valkyrie. And I think I do actually just have to get a Rocket down here. So don't be afraid to go for Rockets on defense either, with any Rocket deck. Especially because if you have something like a Mega Minion, it won't be able to deal with all of that in time. Goes for a Bar Barrel, I can pretty much just go for Skeletons. And I think I went for Skeletons over Ice Spirit because I feel like Ice Spirit would be better to save. If he didn't cycle the Tombstone, I could have pressured Wood at the bridge, whereas Skeletons would just gotten cycled kind of to their demise. But I think I'm just going to set up with a pre-cannon here because he could be going for a Graveyard. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what he goes for. Ice Spirit as well, just to pull the Baby Dragon into the cannon, hopefully, and gonna go for a Valk for the Skeleton King. And wow, actually Baby Dragon does bypass the cannon, so maybe I should have pulled it further with my Ice Spirit. That was actually kind of a bad mistake on my end. I'm just gonna go with Mega Minion, and wow, he actually goes for a Lightning, so definitely not gonna be Graveyard then. I'm just gonna Rocket back though, honestly, because cannon will take care of the Skeleton King in its entirety, and I can just go for a pretty nice log on everything, as well as a Valkyrie to make sure the cannon cart doesn't do anything bad. And we are still in the lead by about 6 HP. Valkyrie also does work against the Bar Barrel, meaning we don't have to respond to it anymore. And I will go for a defensive Expo anti-lightning placement, so this is the placement you want to use if you don't want your Expo to be taken care of by a lightning. Just kind of hugging the tower there. I'm sure you guys know if you're an Expo player. But he goes for an E-Giant opposite lane, and again, like I was saying with the previous match, also, yeah, 2 E-Giant matches in a row. Kind of an interesting E-Giant deck. If he played that E-Giant in the left, I would have actually rocketed it. Here I'm just going to rocket the cannon cart because I don't want it to be staying on the map getting value, and it is pretty nice rocket value hitting the E-Giant too. Just skeletons to surround the Skeleton King as well as a nice log, and I'm going to take some damage, but I don't have to respond with anything else, which is fine. And again, we are losing now by about 100 HP, but I'm pretty sure we can win this one. Mega Minion is actually being really clutch in this match because it's just taking care of the Baby Dragon really well. Where with any normal Expo cycle deck, if you had like Archers, it would be pretty annoying to deal with the Baby Dragon in a situation like this, actually. So I'm actually just going to rocket that because he just spent 5 Elixir at the bridge. I can just stun it with a Ice Spirit, and Defensive Expo will take care of the Cannon Cart in its entirety. Sadly, can't go for Defensive Expo though, because Cannon Cart is kind of clogging the lane up in that regard, and it would get hit by the cannon card if I just played it. Gonna Mega Minion to hopefully snipe the Baby Dragon, and it does. So yeah, Mega Minion is actually amazing against Baby Dragon. Definitely one of its best applications, but also just a really nice tank killer in general. And he does go set up with another E-Giant, but I'm back to a Valkyrie, and I'm back to a cannon pretty soon if he wants to try and lightning this. We'll see. I'm gonna set up with skeletons in the back, and he does go for a lightning, so I'm actually just gonna go for a low log and cannon just to be safe. And I think I can Expo now because he isn't back to his E-Giant. He just uses lightning as well, so I'm actually gonna pressure a little bit here. Also did have the cannon alive on the field, which was another reason I wanted to pressure. I'm going to go for a nice log, and as you can see, Mega Minion is actually a really nice support card for Xbow. I'm going to go for defense Xbow now. Yeah, I had a feeling he would be back to E-Giant at this point. And no harm in setting up on defense. No need to actually go for a cannon here. Just going to try and defend without a cannon so he doesn't get any potential lightning value. And now I can definitely just rocket, because if he wants to lightning me, he can. It's not going to do anything. And defensive X was getting a ton of value here. So going to go for a cannon. This is actually not the best technically, because it is able to get hit by the Skelly King, but I can still just Xbow, and it was going to get lightninged off anyway, so not a big deal. Now I just have to make sure I don't get choke against the cannon cart. Oh my god. Okay, got one hit, but thankfully didn't. I was able to retarget it. That was actually pretty scary, because it got awfully close, but we were also able to get a rocket down at the end. That's going to be a really nice win against Electro Giant. 2 E-Giant matches in a row, and that one had cannon cart and lightning, so definitely don't think I would have won that with 3.0. Although we did have the Skelly King, which is better for us compared to a Golden Knight, but still, 2 E-Giant matchups in a row, pretty interesting. And kind of annoying, actually, because it's just showing how bad the meta is for 3.0 Expo Cycle. But I'm not sure about this exact deck. Again, I literally just made it for fun, so I don't know if I can speak on how viable it's going to be in terms of in the meta and compared to 3.0 and everything, of course. These are my first games with it. But I feel like it is maybe a bit better than 3.0, just because, again, we have the rocket to deal with win conditions, or rather as a win condition to deal with things that we can't necessarily break through against, and we also have the cannon, which is in my opinion just a better Tesla. But we finally found a match. I was wondering if I'd have to cut there, but looks like I didn't. Found next match against Aracto, give him the good luck. And what I was saying about cannon, I really feel like it's just better than Tesla right now. There's almost no downsides to using cannon. The literal only downside of it is that it doesn't hit air compared to Tesla. Otherwise, it does everything a Tesla can do for 1 less elixir. Like, it's better against Golem, it's better against Giant, it costs less, which means it's just overall nicer, I would say. Easier to use, better against Lightning because it's cheaper. You can get back to another one very easily. Do see a Tombstone and a Skarmy, so gonna just log everything off there, gonna go Valkyrie, and actually, as soon as I said that, I realized that was maybe my worst Valkyrie I've ever played. I think I actually literally just lost because of that. I think I got a bit too overzealous with my Xbow, and yeah, it looks like our entire tower is gonna go down. That's definitely my bad. I should not have been so aggressive with my Valkyrie. I always tell you guys, actually, like, with those early Expos, you don't want to overcommit to them, because you definitely want to have enough elixir to defend whatever they play, and also respond to what they've already played. In that case, it was the Skelly King, which is full skeleton meter charge, I guess, from the Skarmy he played already. I'm pretty sure he has Skarmy, right? It's kind of interesting to have both Tombstone and Skarmy, but I'm pretty sure he does have a Skarmy. But either way, Skelly King was fully charged, and we do get a small connection here, but with the poison in there, I don't really think we're going to be able to come back from this, so kind of unfortunate. But I'm not going to cut it out. I don't always like to cut out losses. In fact, I'm sure you guys know if you've watched, I include a fair amount of losses in my videos. And wow, he actually predicted my Expo there. That was pretty impressive. And unfortunate, because our Expo is just going to get taken out. Gives us the sarcastic well played as well. I mean, kind of BM, but I mean, fair enough. He literally just predicted us. We'll log everything, and yeah, so he has the minor Wallbreakers in here. I honestly feel like we could have won this one if I didn't choke so early on with that Valkyrie, so pretty unfortunate there. I'm going to try and snipe the Dark Goblin with Mega Minion. I mean, I'm not going to give up, but there's very many reasons to give up right now. Pretty nice Ice Spirit there, though. And yeah, I mean, he's just going for Tombstones. Tombstone is a very good card against Expo in terms of stalling out, especially in these log bait style decks. Like, it's not usually seen with log bait, it's usually just seen with like Skelly King, Graveyard, but I mean, if I'm wanting to log anything else, I can't log the Tombstone, which means he'll just be there forever, kind of stalling the Expo out. And yeah, he's just pretty much poisoned. There's no way I can get rockets in time, so this is pretty much just going to be a wrap. Gonna go for an Expo last ditch, but yeah, there's pretty much no chance. I do feel like I could have won that, though, so I guess the one educational part of this for you guys is do not go super aggressive with your Expos early on, especially in my case. I mean, it was pretty easy to know that I shouldn't have done that, because he already had the full Skelly King on the map there, so it was kind of an indicator for me to not go for the Valkyrie, because I knew I had to respond to that. But anyways, moving on, hopefully you guys can learn from my mistake. Found next match against Omar. Let's give him the good luck, see what he's going to be running. Go for an Ice Spirit here. He goes for a Fire Spirit, so could be a bunch of things. Could be Hog Earthquake, could be Log Bait Cycle, could be the Xbow Queen Bow Fire Spirit Cannon deck, potentially. If it is, actually, I think I might be screwed, because I feel like this deck also isn't going to be that good against other Xbow Rocket decks. It should be good against 3.0 Xbow Cycle, because we do have the Rocket and a relatively fast cycle. It does go for a Queen, though, so I'm going to go Xbow opposite. And Fire Spirit Queen Rocket. Okay, yeah, I think it is actually going to be that deck, the Queen Bow, the deck that I made and that I posted about in my last commentary video, which in my opinion is going to be the best Expo deck in this meta. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Again, I also enjoy this deck because I'm not using any champion, so kind of a bit of a challenge, but it's always fun to have that. So definitely I would say the Queen Bow deck is just a slightly better version of this deck. But it's going to be pretty fun. We do still have the Rocket, though, for his Expo. So if I had Fireball, I would have pretty much resigned, like, in my mind. I would have already kind of lost this one. Just going to log that Fire Spirit, because Mega Minion is pretty much useless against Expo Mirror matchups, unfortunately. You'd much rather have a Tesla or Archers or Archer Queen. And then Valkyrie is pretty much just worse than Knight, because it costs 1 more Elixir, so it just kind of puts you at a disadvantage. But we're going to go for an Xbow here. Goes for a Knight and then Xbow. Wow, so that's pretty aggressive. Going to go for a low Valk, and he actually kind of messed up there, because I can just go for a cannon. This is, again, the benefit of a cannon. It's so cheap. He has a cannon of his own, actually, but I'm actually going to respond to that with my Ice Spirit and Skeletons last second, just to maximize this connection. Now, if he's a good player, he'll probably recognize I spent a ton and probably go for Queen at the bridge, because I do not have a good cycle. Yeah, he does, so pretty well played. I am going to go Mega Minion, though, and actually double Elixir does kind of bail me out, because I can go for Valkyrie last second. That was pretty lucky there. But we somehow got a huge connection. I think my opponent was just too aggressive with that Knight Expo. And he knew I had Expo as well, because he did Rocket my first Expo, so yeah, but there's pretty much no way he's going to be able to come back from this now. Just get real nice rocket value on the Knight too. And I can pretty much just defensive Expo whenever I want, if I do want to. And he does predict my offensive Expo with a cannon, so pretty well played, because I was considering it, but I decided not to and reacted in time to go for a defensive one instead. Just going to go for a low cannon. This is one of my biggest pet peeves as an Expo player, when other people just cycle a low cannon, because it's very annoying. It kind of just sits there for only 3 Elixir. It's similar to a Tombstone. You really can't do anything about it. You can Fireball it, but then my opponent doesn't even have Fireball, so he literally can't do anything about that. It's just kind of sitting there, getting a lot of value, so pretty nice there. I'm going to go Mega Minion here to kind of clean this up, and he is back to an Expo. I'm going to have to cycle back pretty frantically to my Rocket. Although I might not need to, but yeah, he was kind of up Elixir there, so I kind of had to. And this is, okay, the Knight somehow survives. Not the best for me, actually. Looks like he is cycling back to another Expo, so going to go for a pre-cannon. And we might have to try and defend this one without a Rocket. I'm not sure, because he did outcycle my Rocket pretty effectively. I'm actually only 1 card away now, though, so we'll see. I'm going to go for a low Valk to tank, and then I'm going to try Ice Spirit Mega Minion on the Queen. And hopefully that actually fully takes it out. And it does, that's amazing. And I'm actually able to just defend the left side Expo just by stalling it out. So that was actually a really clean defense to get out of kind of an awkward cycle. Didn't have Rocket and cycle for that Expo. He was pressuring me pretty well. So that was really nice. Really nice use of the Mega Minion there. If I just went Mega Minion on the Queen, it would have gotten shredded by the ability, but by going Ice Spirit first, I kept it frozen, and Mega Minion cleaned her up, so that was really nice. And yeah, just defensive Expo for the Queen. He's forced to Rocket it, because if he rockets my tower, I'm just going to rocket his tower back, and then I'll have a full HP Expo on the field. And I actually might be able to defend this Expo, yeah, without rocketing. I don't think I have to, because I can just go for a low cannon again. He goes for a log. I can pretty much just rocket the tower. Log to take care of the Expo. He's back to a second Expo, but all I have to do is cycle back to another Rocket, which I am back to after I play this low cannon. And again, like I was mentioning earlier, they cannot do anything about your low cannons. As you can see, there's no way you're going to rocket a cannon, right? So yeah, just pretty nice win. And I would say that was definitely not my matchup, because he had the Queen in there and the Knight. But I'm really happy I was able to walk away with that one, because I feel like it was pretty good. And I mean, a lot of it was my opponent kind of messing up. Like, he went for the early Knight Xbow, and I got a much better trade out of that situation because the Knight at the bridge was a bit too aggressive. I just went for a low Valk to clean it up, but I was able to go for a cannon and just kind of solo the Xbow. So that's another situation where Cannon's just better than Tesla, because Cannon can solo an Xbow for 3 less Elixir. It's kind of ridiculous, but also Tesla can solo an Xbow, but it costs 1 more than the Cannon. So of course they can spend Elixir to take care of your cannon, but still. And it looks like we are getting long queue time, so I think now I might have to cut. So I will cut it and get back at you guys when we find the next match. Alright guys, and we are back with another game against a Japanese player. Queue time took quite a bit there, but I guess that's what you can expect when you're higher up in a grand challenge. I'm at 11 wins right now, so this game is going to potentially be my 12th win, or I could go 11-2, which would then be pretty tense as I try and finish the GC off. I'm just going to go Mega Minion and then Skeletons for the Ghost. Didn't actually perfectly surround the Ghost, kind of unfortunate there, my bad. So we'll take 1 Ghost hit. But we do see a Magic Archer as well, so hopefully P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam is going to come out. I'm going to go for a Defensive Xbow because I feel like my cycle is pretty awkward, and it goes for a Giant Skeleton and Hog. Okay, this is not that good for me. Going to go for Valk, and then I think I might have to Cannon on the Hog, because, well, if I do, I think I'm just going to try logging it instead, and Ice Spirit does also clean up, although we do take some Magic Archer damage, it looked like there, so kind of unfortunate. Also has a log in this deck, so pretty interesting Hog deck. Could be like some weird Hog Earthquake deck. I'm not sure. I haven't actually seen Hog Magic Archer in a very long time. Like, I think I vaguely remember seeing it like 2 years ago in a few months, back in the March to April 2020 era, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, very interesting deck. I'm going to go for an Expo here, because we did outcycle the Giant Skeleton, although I think he's back to it now, unfortunately, after the Magic Archer comes down. So yeah, we're going to have to let that go. Maybe I was being a bit aggressive there, because I also took quite a bit of ghost damage on the right, but I justified it because I already had more HP available to give on that side, which is kind of a fundamental of the game, where you can kind of sacrifice damage on your weaker side tower for an advantage. Going to go for an Ice Spirit here to fully counter the Magic Archer. Pretty important there that I got the timing right, so the tower also targeted it, so just an important little thing there. And yeah, we are unfortunately losing in both lanes, though, and he is log cycling us back, so this is actually looking pretty hard, because Giant Skeleton, one of the most annoying cards for Expo, and it's actually a very strong card right now. And I hope it gets nerfed in the next balance changes, but I don't think it will. Not sure. Going to go for a Valkyrie, though, and Ghost is going to get taken care of. He also has a Gold Knight in here, which is pretty annoying, and actually really nice dash by him, keeping the Magic Archer alive. This is a pretty annoying situation where they have a Magic Archer on your tower targeting another unit, and then they protect it with a high HP troop like the Golden Knight. He goes for an Elixir Pump as well, so this is like the most crazy Hog deck I've ever seen. Doesn't look like he has any big spells, but I am in a pretty bad deficit, in all honesty. I'm going to go for another defense deck, so we're going to have 3M in here. So this isn't even going to be an easy matchup, though, necessarily, because I don't have a Fireball, which would be much better against the Magic Archer and the Elixir Pump, because Rocket is literally a -1 trade every single time. At least Fireball, I could maybe hit his tower with it. Gonna go Ice Spirit on the Hog, Skeletons on the left. I think I will have to take some Musketeer damage. Again, like I was saying, using tower HP as a resource, kind of evening up both of my towers here. I'm gonna go for another defensive Expo, but this is looking really, really tough, because yeah, I'm down so much Elixir from the pump, and also just from not really having a great Magic Archer response. I have to rocket, yeah. I do have to rocket that Giant Skeleton, which looks pretty bad, though, because I'm allowing him to have 2 pumps on the field, but I don't see any other situation where I'm going to be able to come back, so I kind of need to take all the rockets I can get. He goes for a Hog, so I will be able to cannon on that, and Valk will just take care of both of the left side Musketeers, but now I don't actually have anything in hand for the Golden Knight. I'm going to go Skeletons to hopefully stop it, and I do, but looks like it is... Okay, it doesn't get a hit, but it does get the dash damage. We are still down 1,000 damage, which really sucks. I'm going to go Valk on the Ghost, and just Ice Spirit on the Magic Archer. Don't think I need to counter the full thing, and I'm going to rocket the Giant Skeleton. Again, I literally have no choice. I mean, I am slowly coming back, but every single time, yeah, it looks like we're down like at least 5-7 Elixir. Every single time these pushes happen, I'm just kind of getting screwed over more and more. This is one matchup where unfortunately Mega Minion is not really doing me any favors. And Gold Knight's just being kind of annoying, but gonna go for a cannon, this time in the correct placement, so that, as you can see, it does not dash onto my tower. Gonna have to go for a log to cycle back to an Ice Spirit, though, and yeah, my opponent has 7 Elixir on the board right now, and I'm just at about 3, so after going for a Valk there, gonna have to rocket that, and if I do actually hit the Hog, I could potentially survive, but sadly I missed the Hog. I mean, I couldn't really hit all of them anyways, because the Hog kind of moved in front, so that looks like it's gonna be a good game. Kind of an unfortunate loss there. My opponent gives the chicken face, but yeah, I don't know, I feel like I would have much rather had Fireball there, and maybe even Archers instead of Mega Minion. I'm not sure, because they did have the Gold Knight as well, which Gold Knight is a super good counter against Archers, of course. We do get our Mega Minion Mastery, though, but yeah, very weird, unorthodox 3M deck. Maybe I could have won if I played super defensive from the start, but yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. But now we are at 11 wins and 2 losses, make or break, getting kind of tense, because I would like to win with this deck. I just made it, and I was able to get all the way up to 11, so hopefully we can do it. We do find a match against Pinwi Pena from Castores Royale, give him the good luck, and see what he is going to be running. Hopefully not going to be too terrible of a matchup for us here, but we'll have to wait and see. Goes for Royal Ghost. I think I'll just cannon. I don't really want to Xbow opposite, because that's not exactly a huge commitment on his end. Goes for a Magic Archer, and unfortunately I don't actually have anything good in cycle. Did not have Mega Minion right away, so going to have to cycle back to my Mega Minion. Then I'm going to go for a Valkyrie for the Ghost. I guess that counter's okay, and he's going to have to respond to this Mega Minion Valk in the right, or in the left rather. Then Cannon Cart in the right, I can just cycle back to another cannon. So that's, I guess, the benefit of having 2 cycle cards, but wow, this is pretty awkward, actually. And he goes for a Gold Knight, and does actually mess up the Tornado, thankfully, so that's really good. I mean, getting the King activated wouldn't have mattered at all against me, but still, just getting another Valk hit because he messed that up was really nice. So we are in the damage lead now. He's probably going to ignore the Mega Minion because, yeah, again, tower damage is a resource, pretty common theme in the game now, and most players who are pretty solid will have at least some kind of notion of that. Going to go for a Valkyrie for the Royal Ghost, and Magic Archer comes down, so again, unfortunately another Magic Archer matchup where I don't have a Fireball for it, although we are only down by about 20 damage, or 20 HP, so not the worst. And Valk does get a hit on the right, so if we do ever want to switch lanes, looks like we are going to be able to. But yeah, it is going to be this Goblin Drill match. Going to go for Skeletons against the Drill Goblin as well, and this is going to be kind of awkward actually, because Gold Knight Dash is going to cause some issues. I'm going to go for Valk, and wow, that's actually really bad. I maybe should have gone for Ice Spirit there, but I feel like the damage is already done. Wow. My tower's all the way down to 875 though, so this is looking really terrible. Thankfully, he is going to have to respond to the Valk, and he does it with the Cannon Cart, which means he won't have a response to my Xbow now. Does go for the Ghost, but Mega Minion should do a pretty solid job. Hopefully, Xbow can take care of the Cannon Cart soon enough. Going to go Ice Spirit as well. Really do need an Xbow connection pretty desperately here, and Barbarrel, sadly, quite a good counter to the Xbow, so we're not going to get anything done there. This is looking really rough, guys. I really hope I don't go 11-3, because in my last video, I did post another 11-3, but that was just because I wanted to make a video when I came back. Gonna go for a Valk, and wow, he actually does get the really annoying Goblin Drill, true red, true blue kind of glitch, or just, I guess it's a feature at this point, but it's just still super annoying where half of the time the Goblin will ignore your troop and hit the tower, and the other half of the time it'll hit your troops. So as you can saw there, you got 2 hits even though I played an Ice Spirit in the correct placement. It's really ridiculous and definitely a big part of what makes Drill so broken. Goes for a Tornado as well. Thankfully though, the Xbow does target the Magic Archer first, and I'm going to go for an Xbow now. Cannon will thankfully take care of the Ghost. Going to go Ice Spirit as well. Getting the Wi-Fi symbol, but Valkyrie does come down. Unfortunately though, this looks like it's not going to be enough to take care of the Cannon Cart, though I'm going to commit literally everything to this if I can, though. Log as well. Goes for Drill. He actually does mess up that placement, though, so going to go for a Valkyrie, hopefully in time. Oh my god, my tower's at 84, but I did get a connection. Wow, so 998. Gonna have to ignore pretty much all of that on the left and go for a rocket here, because I need 2 rockets. My tower's literally at 84 HP. This is ridiculous. My left side tower got destroyed as well. Gonna go for a cannon. Again, correct placement so it doesn't get dashed onto the tower. Goes for a Magic Archer. I will try and snipe that with my Mega Minion. Hopefully does do the trick. Goes for a Drill. I think he's back to Tornado now. Gonna predict it with the Valk. We do get the prediction. He actually messes up the Tornado, so my Valk does fully counter. Oh my god. Gonna go for a log. We need 2 logs and a rocket, so gonna try and cycle back very quickly to my next log. This is intense. Gonna go for a rocket first, goes for a magic archer. I will be able to Ice Spirit Skeletons, and then I will be able to get a lockdown. Oh my god, he's gonna go for a drill, and Valkyrie on the right as well. Tornado, oh my god, looks like we won with 1 HP. That is insane. Probably one of the most crazy matches I've had in quite a long time, actually. That was just ridiculous, but we were somehow able to win against that matchup. Pretty hard matchup, I would say. We do have Valkyrie, but he has Magic Archer in there, as well as the Gold Knight and Cannon Cart. But we were able to get the 12 win, which I'm super stoked about, really happy, because, yeah, I'm really glad I was able to. In the last video, I just wanted to post, you know, for just kind of making an update video, making another commentary video for you guys. Didn't mind if I went 11-3, but this time I did want to get the 12, and I was able to do it with my very own custom Xbow Cycle deck with the Mega Minion. Pretty underrated, hard to use card in Xbow Cycle, but can do the job if you try your best. But that game was just insane. Oh my god, I can't believe we won with 1 HP. I think my opponent, if he hit that tornado at the end though, he probably would have won because he would have gotten the stabs. But also he got so much stray damage just from the Goblin Drill kind of glitch that I told you guys about. It's literally random chance whether he's designated as true blue or true red, where if it's one of them it does hit your troop, if it's the other it hits your tower, even if you play a troop down, if that makes sense. So it's really annoying, but we were somehow, some way able to walk away with that, and I'm really happy we were able to win against some really great matches here. Beat E-Giant Earthquake, beat 3M Mirror, won against Recruits twice in a row, and yeah, overall just really great. Finally got a 12 win. Have been trying for quite a bit, but finally got it. So I'm glad with my new Xbow deck. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thanks for understanding. I'll be uploading whenever I feel comfortable, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.